What up? 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 Fly Free Sports back again. I just want to do this video real quick about this recap of the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky game from a couple days ago. I was out of town, so I didn't really get a chance to talk about the game how I wanted to. So yeah, I just wanted to do this one. And for this video, we keeping it basketball. Like this ain't got nothing to do with uh all the outside the court shit, the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese saga, none of the drama built into it. Just pure basketball, man. We're gonna talk about this game and review it from a basketball standpoint because that's what I like to do, man. Like, all the other side story shit is cool. You know what I mean? It's for entertainment purposes, and everybody got to pick a side, and you know, uh, all that shit, whatever. But we're here to talk about the actual game. I think people got away from actually talking about the games. So I think that's important. And another reason, like I said, another reason why I started this channel. So yeah, let's get into it. The Chicago Sky defeated the Indiana Fever 88-87 in a very nip and tuck game towards the end. A game that the Fever led the majority of the game, and for a lot of reasons weren't able to close it out and play well when it mattered. But we'll get into all this shit anyway. So what happened? Um I thought early in the game, the Fever, every first of all, everybody was scoring the ball pretty well early. Like both teams, it was kind of back and forth, all the way to halftime. I believe it was like a 1 point. Maybe Indiana was up at 1 point at halftime. So in the third quarter, they kind of pulled away and got like a 15-point lead, I think, at one point. And obviously, Chicago was able to whether that lead down towards the end of the third, going into the fourth, and so forth and so on. They came back and won the game. But just a few things from the game. Number one, Nalissa Smith got absolutely destroyed by Angel Reese. Like that was one of the worst ass whoopers I've seen, like one on one in a long time, just because of the fact that she talked to her the entire game. Like she talked shit from the opening whistle to the end and did whatever she wanted. Like, and that right there is what I was talking about with Angel Reese. Like, I wanted if you talk shit, I want it to be like that. You talk shit while you beating the brakes off somebody. That was impressive, man. I gotta be honest. Angel Reese was very impressive, man. I mean, like I said, from the opening tip, Melissa Smith, we all know, well, I don't know if we all know, but people who actually watch the Fever play, Melissa Smith isn't the greatest defender, but in a game like that of that magnitude, everybody watching, she got completely undressed, man. Like it wasn't even close. Angel Reese, like I said, talking crazy to her and getting put backs, all types of rebounds, just anything she wanted in the paint was hers. You know what I mean? Like, I know Melissa tried to talk back to her, but how? Like you're getting thoroughly dominated. Angel Reese finished with 16 rebounds. And that's just like, and these were legit rebounds. Like I know a lot of her games, I've seen her, rebound her own misses and stuff like that. Nah, these were legit, like, yeah, putbacks. Her teammates missing. She getting straight buckets, just straight putbacks, powering up. Phenomenal performance by Angel Reese. Hats off to her. Uh yeah, Nalissa Smith, man. Like if usually Nalissa Smith is a very good offensive player, though. She for what she lacks on the defensive end, she usually comes to play on the offensive end. In this game, she had 12 points, 7 rebounds. Nothing serious to write home about, especially when you're comparing it to her matchup. Angel Reese just went to work. You know what I mean? So that was that. Kennedy Carter, another controversial player from the last time these two teams met. She had a very good game. She started off like 4 for 4, 5 for 5, something like that, like early. Like she was going crazy early. She had a long stint in the game where she didn't do much, but she ended up picking it back up when they needed it. and she played a phenomenal game. She had 23 points, 5 assists, two boards, 8 for 12 from the floor, very efficient. Kennedy Carter balled out. Cardoso, she played a pretty good game too as well, like 16 and 10. When your front court is both getting double doubles, that's kind of tough to beat, especially a team like Indiana they generally always get out rebounded, except for like the last few games when they were on that 4-game winning streak. But typically they're not a very, very good rebounding team. Um, they got out rebounded this game. I think they were like minus 13 in this game on the boards. Not gonna win too many games like that. Yeah, and Mabry struggled from the floor. 1 for 10 for three from three, 2 for 14 from the floor overall. Not a real good game from Marina Mabry. But Chicago did what they were supposed to do and won. That just is what it is. Um, Hats off to them. I thought especially in the fourth quarter, like when they made that run and took over the game, you kind of knew it. Like once it got down to 2 and then they tied it, it was like Indiana gave this one up. But on to Indiana though. Man, there's so much wrong with the Indiana Fever, and not even necessarily from a talent standpoint. I think it's more of a coaching and execution standpoint. Even though some of the players are kind of wishy washy at times. Um, let's just start with Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is for NBA fan. Let's put this in NBA terms. I'll be hearing niggas, say put it in NBA terms. Kelsey Mitchell is like a mix of J.R. Smith, uh, Nick Young, um, basically anybody who never met a shot that they didn't like those players that's gonna giveth and taketh away. That's what Kelsey Mitchell is. I watch pretty much all the Fever games, and it's pretty much the same performance from Kelsey. Like her shot is going to determine what kind of game she's having. She's just one of those players. She's not going to do anything outside of shooting the ball. She's not going to get you assists. She's not going to rebound. She's out there to catch the ball and either dribble to a bad shot. She misses a ton of layups. I don't want this to come off as a Kelsey Mitchell hate video, but there's so much I got to say about her. But a live wire off the bench though, like can score with the best of them. Like hands down. But super duper one dimensional. Super one dimensional. Like people like to paint Caitlin Clark as coming out of college, which I never understood that. Like so much more to Caitlin Clark's game than just shooting threes. But we'll get to her in a minute. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell is just super one dimensional, and aside from the bad shot selection and all that, she just has a habit of dropping passes. Like I don't know if her hands are super little or the awareness just isn't there, or she just at the point of attack she just gets nervous. I don't know what it is, but every single Fever game, pick one, turn the film on, just any game the Fever played in this year, pick a game, turn it on, and you'll see Kelsey Mitchell fumbling balls out of bounds. I'm talking about like dimes. Like I don't know how they count as turnovers in the WNBA because you don't see that in the NBA. You don't see guys just dropping wide open passes out of bounds. Like who does that turnover go to? Apparently, it goes to the person that was passing the ball. Because the other day, Kelsey Mitchell had one turnover, but I counted like 3 times where she caught it was a lead pass on an outlet, and the ball went off her hands and out of bounds. And that's been a constant this entire season for her. So I don't understand what exactly that is. Like, and it's not just Caitlin Clark that's throwing her these passes. There was one at the end of the game against the Sky. The same game. It's like a minute and 7, minute 8 seconds left on the clock. Aaliyah Boston hits her with a pass as she's like running towards the baseline. Ball hits off her hands, goes out of bounds. Pivotal turnover in a tie game with 1 minute left. Like I don't I don't quite know what the reason for that is, or I don't know. Maybe just concentration. But yeah, Kelsey Mitchell, aside from the bad shots, she just has to figure out a way to catch the ball and start finishing. And then she misses a lot at the rim too, as well. Like she misses a lot of layups at the rim for anybody that doesn't pay attention to Fever basketball. Yeah, that shit happens quite often. Uh, but yeah, Kelsey Mitchell's a live wire, man. Just hot. She runs hot and cold, microwave, classic microwave shit. Like, yeah. So on to Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston played a decent game. Played a pretty decent game. I was real down on her, like at the beginning of the season, like the first like 9 games. Aaliyah Boston looked horrible, but over the last half of the games that they played, she's been pretty good. She's getting in better shape, starting to get acclimated to Caitlin Clark a little bit better. Aaliyah Boston has been looking good lately, so and I was tearing her apart like the first few games. Like she was trash, bro. Like horrible. But she's picked it up since then. She had a pretty good game, 18, 7, and 6. Pretty good stat line from Aaliyah Boston. Can't complain about nothing she did. This is where it gets interesting. Christy Wallace. Like, like I said, I watched the Fever games. She didn't play horrible this game. She had 9 points, all four for 7 shooting. But the majority of these games, she's just horrible. Like she gets the most open shots I've ever seen a starter in a starting lineup get, and misses damn near all of them. Like you could put some type of productivity at that spot. Like I wouldn't mind if they put Katie Lou in the starting lineup and have her starting at the 3. It seems like a better move. I don't know. It just seems like a better move to me. Katie Lou is probably the best catch and shoot player on the team. Depending on if you rate her or Caitlin Clark that, but yeah, it like that has to change. Like before they make any type of marked improvement, they have to figure that out. So I think that's gonna be important. Because Christy Wallace is she's just out there. She's just out there. Like she don't play with no type of confidence, no type of edge. It's just she's just out there. I don't know what else to say about it. Like she's horrible. Now on to Caitlin Clark. So this is this is this is what I want to say about Caitlin Clark. I think she played a very good game. Obviously, 17 points, 13 assists, I think like 6 rebounds and 4 steals, something like that. Very good stat line. I don't know if it's her, but I think it's more likely Christy Sides coaching. They have to be able to get the ball to her in big game situations. And Christy Sides comes off like a coach who isn't anxious to put a rookie in those type of situations, especially when you have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, who's been taking the lion's share of the shots over the last however many years she's been there. That's just how it comes off to me. Um, Kaylin has done a pretty good job, and especially in this game, of setting the table for her teammates. Excellent job setting the table. Perfect point guard play. Like I said, a few of the turnovers, they could be attributed to Kelsey Mitchell as well. So I know people want to get in the comments and talk about, oh, what about Caitlin's turnovers? Like you literally have to watch the game. If you're box score watching, then that's what you'll see. But some things I think Caitlin can do better. I think she definitely needs an intermediate game. Caitlin Clark does not have an intermediate game to speak of. None. Like she does not. If you watch Caitlin Clark, she does not pull up from mid range at all. That is like the rarest shit that you'll ever see. That's like seeing a fucking unicorn. Caitlin Clark does not pull mid range jumpers. She has no midi to speak of. She's either finishing at the rim or she's shooting the three. There's the only two things that's the only two ways that she has an occasional like little leaner when she gets to about 8 feet, but it's that seldom. You know what I mean? I think once she adds that intermediate game, she's gonna be super tough to guard because she has a good first step, has a very good, which is why she's able to get to the rim a lot of the times. She's a very, very good first step, very fast first step. I think she's a good finisher at the rim as well. Like, in the WNBA, you see girls miss a lot of layups and stuff like that. Even Caitlin, I've seen her miss some layups, but for the most part, she's a pretty good finisher at the rim. So I think she can improve on that mid range game. I think sometimes she over dribbles. I think she over penetrates at times. I think she over penetrates at times and gets stuck under the rim. If nobody's cutting towards the rim or nobody flashes, or if she can't find somebody, she'll kind of get lost under the rim. And that's the cause of some of the turnovers I've seen. So I think she could stand to improve there. Uh, Defensively, I think her on ball defense is pretty decent. Her on ball defense is it's pretty decent. Especially when you're comparing it to Nalissa Smith and Kelsey Mitchell. Like they don't play defense at all. So yeah, Kaylin's on ball defense is pretty good. Her off the ball defense, I see she gets caught ball watching a lot. If you watch her play, she gets caught ball watching a lot. Like there might be a screen coming, or her matchup may slip past her, slip baseline, or backdoor, and a lot of easy layups. A lot of miscommunication. Her and her teammates don't communicate well yet, but of course, all that comes with time. So she could improve her off-ball defense and her awareness off the ball. Um, it's just being honest about everybody's game. Like, what else? She can obviously get stronger. She does get muscled at times, but that comes with she's 22. She's a rookie, so weight program that won't be a problem in a year or two. So that's whatever. Yeah. But aside from that, I think she played very, very well. Very well. Like I just would like to see them draw plays up for her towards the end of the game. She could set the table and get everybody involved and do all that. Excellent passer, elite, like super elite passer. But at the end of those games, you need that shot making ability. And they got to figure out a way to get her the ball in those situations. So that's just gonna have to be what that's gonna be. But yeah, man, I think and, oh God, I don't want to forget this. Christy Sides should be fired for the sole purpose of playing Erica Wheeler any type of minutes. Erica Wheeler is horrible. Like horrible. As I said, I watch these Fever games. Anytime Erica Wheeler is inserted into that lineup at the point guard spot, especially with Caitlin Clark on the floor, like Caitlin Clark might as well not even be. If Erica Wheeler's on the floor, Caitlin Clark might as well not even be on the floor. So many possessions. Erica Wheeler dribbles up the court. Caitlin goes into the corner and stands there like a fucking statue. I don't know what type of sets they running. Like these fake dribble handoffs. Like they do fake DHOs where it's just a lot of wasted action. Um, it's just it's horrible. Like Erica Wheeler doesn't bring anything to the court. Like she can't shoot. She's just very low percentage. A lot of over dribbling, passing it to the wrong person at the wrong times, in the wrong spots. The offense looks disorganized when she's running the point. It's just a mess. Like, and especially after it was very eye opening in this game. I've seen it every game, but this game in particular on a national stage, it was very eye opening, and hopefully her minutes will go down if not cut completely. It just is what it is, but her on the floor is just doing way more harm than it's doing good. I don't know if it's just because Kelsey Mitchell needs a breather or Caitlin needs a breather or whoever, like, but they got to figure out that backup point guard spot because that's not it. Erica Wheeler is horrible. You want to talk about somebody single-handedly losing games? Look no further. It's horrible. Like, I don't even know what else to say about. I don't even want to talk about. I just had to bring it up because that was probably the most eye-opening thing from that game. It felt like the lead went from 15-6 with her on the court, super fast, like snap of a finger. That 9 points was cut down. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And I was telling somebody, I forgot who I was telling this, but I think they're gonna end up firing Christy Sides and hiring Lisa Bluter, who used to coach at Iowa. Because at a certain point, it's like, yo, I get it. Like, Caitlin's a rookie, but it's just like, and I compared it to how LaMelo Ball was when he came in the league under James Borrego. James Borrego just refused, like, I mean, absolutely refused to give LaMelo the keys to the offense and keys to the team. And it looks the same way with Christy Sides and Caitlin Clark. And you kind of saw them butting heads a little bit on the sideline. And one thing we know, when the stars want the coach gone, not saying that Caitlin does, but you know, if the miscommunications keep continuing and you know you're not playing that's for any player, like any player in basketball. The coaches have to. The only coach I've seen that doesn't do this is Greg Popovich. Like, he kind of coaches everybody the same, but coaches, especially coaches who have a young star on their team, you have to cater to your star's strengths. Like, you have to coach them differently. You have to cater to their strengths, or your ass gonna be gone. I don't give a fuck if it's Caitlin Clark, Allen Iverson, uh, Kobe Bryant, whoever. Like, whoever the star player is on the team, you have to be centered around them. You have to let them run the show. You have to. Coach stepping in, I get it. Like, you're still responsible as the coach for putting shit in alignment. But all the on court shit, man, you got to let your star figure it out. You have to. You saw what happened to Borrego with Charlotte. He didn't give LaMelo the keys. He's out of there. LaMelo get the keys. Numbers go up. I mean, they're still not winning because they don't have the proper team around LaMelo. But you get my point. Like, LaMelo took that next step in his development once he was given the keys to the offense. And I think the same will happen for Caitlin Clark. Now, I think it's just a matter of time before Christy Sides is fired. So that's just how it's going to go, especially if they keep butting heads. That's just how that's going to go. Like, no organization, especially if we're talking about a person like Caitlin Clark, who got the keys to the city. So she got the keys to the city, but you won't give her the keys to the team. Right. How you think that's going to go for you? You're going to be out of there. So, like I said, man, Chicago played a very good game in the fourth quarter in particular. Like I said, shout out to all their players, namely Angel Reese went crazy. So it's a 2-1, it's 2-1 fever, right? Yeah, 2-1 fever for the season series. You know, I'll do these periodically, these WNBA recap videos of the games or whatever. Just, you know, from what I saw. And like I said, man, yeah, sometimes y'all niggas just got to keep it basketball, man. It's like, we get it. Like, it's a whole back and forth thing. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Can we talk about basketball though, instead of just everybody trying to drive narratives, man? Like, let's get back to basketball, please. I don't give a fuck who wins the game, whether the Fever win or the Sky win. Like, let's just keep the shit basketball. Like, because I'm sick of it. Like, it's y'all niggas is worse than female. It's like a soap opera at this point. But anyway, man, shout out to both teams. And for whatever reason, like when those two teams play, I mean, you can't just attribute that to the rivalry, right? Because come on, maybe the intensity is heightened up a little bit, but some teams are just made to play each other, man. It seems like the Fever in the Sky or those type of teams. 'Cause all three games this year were close, and I just want to let y'all niggas know, like when the Fever won the first two games, I didn't see niggas post no stats, no memes, no nothing. It was complete silence, and I pointed that shit out on Facebook. I see you niggas. When the Fever won them two games and the Sky lost, I didn't see nothing. So either talk basketball or just leave it alone. Fly Free Sports, man. Like, share, subscribe. We out. We outside, man. We outside. Be back probably this Thursday with another basketball stream. You know how me and Ben get down. Pause. Yeah. And we out, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Holla at me.